Strategic Dream: Putting the Power of Your Subconscious Mind to Work by Joseph Murphy. Reach new levels of career success using the power of your subconscious mind. Chapter 7: Overcoming Worry and Stress. All the water in the ocean will not sink even if a small boat if the water doesn't get inside the boat. Likewise, all the problems, challenges, and difficulties in the world cannot sink you as long as you do not permit them to get inside you. Prolonged worry robs you of vitality, enthusiasm, and energy, leaving you a physical and mental wreck. Medical professionals point out that chronic worry is behind numerous diseases such as asthma, allergies, cardiac trouble, high blood pressure, and a host of other illnesses too numerous to mention. The worried mind is confused and divided, and is thinking aimlessly about things that are not true. Although many of us have real troubles such as illness in our family or the loss of a job, much worry is due to indolence, laziness, apathy, and indifference. When you wake up, you do not have to think worrisome thoughts. You can think of harmony, peace, beauty, right action, love, and understanding. You can supplant the negative thought with a constructive thought. Steve Ill had been worried about his health, but after comprehensive physical health, his doctor told him there was nothing wrong with him physically, but that he was suffering from anxiety. Neurus. Anxiety neurosis is a fancy phrase for just plain chronic worry. And the word worry, when you translate it from its original root, means to strangle, to choke. Excuse me. Which Steve was doing to himself. He was also constantly worried about money, his job, and the future. His vision of success and prosperity was thwarted with his chronic worry, and he fretting consumed his energy. He felt constantly tired and depressed. He was advised to have quiet seasons with himself 3 or 4 times a day and declared solemnly that the Almighty had given him inspiration and hope, and all that he needed to do was tune in on the infinite and let the harmony, peace, and love of that source move through him. The following meditation was recommended. God, or the Supreme Wisdom, gave me this desire. The Almighty power is within me, enabling me to do and to have. This wisdom and power of the Almighty backs me up and enables me to fulfill all my goals. I no longer think about obstacles, delays, impediments, and failure. I know that thinking constantly along this line builds up my faith and confidence and increases my strength and poise. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound of mind. He meditated on these words regularly and systematically. These truths enter into the conscious mind, and then his brain sent these healing vibrations all over his system. They went into his subconscious mind, and like spiritual penicillin, they destroy the bacteria of worry, fear, anxiety, and all those negative thoughts. In a month's time, he arrived at the awareness of strength, power, and intelligence that was implemented in him at birth. He was conquered his worries by partaking of spiritual medicine and infinite intelligence locked in the subconscious depths. Break your worries into pieces. Andy F., an engineer, reported that he looks at his worries as an engineering problem. When I face a technical problem on the job, he said, I take it apart and break it into small pieces. Then I ask myself, where do they come from? What does each piece signify? How can I adapt it to my entire problem? With worries, I ask, do these worries have any powers? Is there any principles behind them? With this cool, rational thought and logical analysis, he dismembers his worries and realizes they are shadows of his mind. Fallaciously and illusionary, not reality, just shadows in the mind. A shadow has no power. Well, that's what much worry is. A shadow in your mind. It has no reality, no principle behind it, and no truth behind this. These worries are no more than a conglomeration of sinister shadows. Eliminate those shadows by converting them into realities and dealing with them. Your body reflects what's in your mind. Doctors will tell you that many of their patients worry so much about disease that they do not have what they suffer from symptoms of their ailments. Alignments. Doctors call these symptoms psychosomatic. The roots of his words are psycho, which means of the mind, and somatic, meaning of the body. What you think in your mind is reflected by the reaction of your body. The vice president of a major insurance company in Hartford, Connecticut, was worried that he had a bad heart. His closest friend, a man 20-year-old, that he had just had a heart attack and that he was sure that he was also susceptible. He went to see a heart specialist who took a cardiogram and learned that his heart was normal and his problem was psychosomatic. His friend's heart attack triggered in him inordinate concern about his own heart, and he actually experienced spasm in his chest and other symptoms of heart trouble. The doctor told him that the cure for his problem was not in medical books, but in his subconscious mind. He prescribed that he meditate on good health until the false idea was lifted from his psyche, and then his soma would respond. It only took a few weeks. He practiced a great law of substitution by repeating the good idea over and over again until the mind accepted the truth, which set him free and left him serene. It takes a little work, but you can do it. It is a discipline. It is a willingness to do it. I'm going to overcome this. I'm going to meet it head on. It's a shadow in my mind, and I'm not going to give it power to shadows. The insurance executive emotional spasm were caused because he was obsessed with the idea that he had a bad heart. He didn't, so he was completely healed. He was healed of what? A false belief in his mind? The power is within you. Whenever any fear or worry comes to you, or whatever you think you cannot accomplish something, get still and quiet and recognize that infinity is within you, that God is boundless love, infinite intelligence, infinite love, marvelous wisdom, absolute power, absolute harmony. If you call upon it, it answers you. Infinite intelligence responds to your thoughts. This type of prayer or meditation will bring about complete relaxation. Quiet your mind. When in the relaxed state of being, contemplates what you want to be, to do, or to have, and the infinite spirit within you will respond to your faith and confidence in it. This faith will filter down into your subconscious and enhance this powerful force in coping with any problems you face. For years, Carlos J. drew charts and graphs for the marketing department of his company. As he was praised over and over for clarity and accuracy of his work, Carlos felt very secure in his job. But as a computer technique developed, there was no longer a need for a person with Carlos' skills. Instead of whining about unfairness or gripping about his bad luck, Carlos persuaded his companies to retrain him in computer graphics. He studied hard and mastered the new technique. He learned that his previous charting experience gave him much insight in computer graphics, and he mastered the subject and became a top performer. Let nothing bother you. Let nothing frighten you. Let nothing disturb you. Let nothing anger you. You are a master. You are in charge of your own conceptive realm, of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and reactions. You are a king over your own conceptive realm. When any negative suggestions comes to you, you can say, I have within me the capability and strength to overcome this with the help of infinite power. I will be able to find an answer to this. Feed positive thoughts into your conscious mind. Worry and fear can only dominate your life if you let them. You have the power to eliminate them from your life. You have the presence within you, the strength to change your life. By prayer and meditation, by commitment to your spiritual self, by trust in the divine, you will overcome any fears and concerns. If you feed positive thoughts into your conscious mind, your subconscious mind will respond positively when faced with problems and find solutions that will result in a happier, more peaceful, and more rewarding life. Many people fail by constantly stopping to wonder how they will finally come out. Whether they will succeed or not, this constant questioning of the outcome of things create doubt, which is fatal to achievement. The secret of achievement, whether it be on your job or in other aspects of your life, is concentration. Worry or fear of any kind is fatal to mental concentration and kills creative ability. One of the most common reasons workers suffer on a job is the fear caused by a domineering boss. A boss who's constantly threatening to punish, even fire workers for displease him or her. It is never easy to work under such circumstances, and many people are constantly miserable in them. Their whole mental organism vibrates with conflicts, emotions, and efficiency is possible. It's unlikely that you can change your boss personality, but you can learn to live with it without letting it wear you down. Every time you catch yourself worrying or fretting or being anxious about his treatment, just pause for a few moments and say to yourself, "This is not living the life of an intelligent, thinking being, not the life of a real person." Of course, if it is possible to change jobs either within the organization or by leaving it to do so. But if this is not an option, whether your boss betrays you, repeat to yourself, "I will not let this ruin my life. I will maintain my equanimity on the job and know that I am doing my best despite the attitude of my boss. I will not let this drag me down." This thinking may not allay the situation, but it will enable you to accept and seek areas outside the job to attain satisfaction and achievement. Relax your body. Quiet your mind. You are scheduled for your annual performance review with your boss tomorrow morning. What do? You will probably worry about what your boss will say. You will recall all the errors you made, the deadlines missed, or other problems. Your subconscious mind may be burdened with negativity that will keep you from sleeping that night. But instead, let's assume that you know the laws of mind and the way of the spirit. Instead of worrying about the review, sit down in your chair on your couch and mobilize your attention. You relax first. When the body is relaxed, the mind becomes quiet. You say to yourself, "My toes are relaxed, my feet are relaxed, my abdominal muscles are relaxed, my heart and lungs are relaxed, my spine is relaxed, my neck is relaxed, my hands and arms are relaxed, my brain is relaxed, my eyes are relaxed, my whole being is completely relaxed from head to foot." When you are relaxed, your body has to obey you. When you relax and believe, your prayer is always answered. If you do not relax, you do not get results. Relax and believe. When you relax your body, you are relaxing your mind. Your mind becomes quiet and still. So what would you do to prepare for what always has been an ordeal for you? You should concentrate on all your accomplishments over the past year, the cost you reduced, the innovations you suggested, the customers you satisfy, and all the other positive actions you were involved in. If you run that movie in your mind and keep it up, you will be ready. When you meet with your boss the next morning, you will go in with a strong positive attitude. Worry will have been replaced with confidence. Sure, the boss may point the areas in which improvement can be made. That's your boss' job, and all of us can make improvements, but you will accept them as a constructive suggestion, not as a criticism. You will have programmed your subconscious to replace concern and worry about your job with the assurance that you are doing well and are willing to be able to do even better. You think you have a problem? You think you have problems? There is an old tale about a wise man, a lover of the mysteries of life, a mystic who instructed all the people on earth to form a great circle. In the center of the circle, they were to deposit all their problems, grievances, misunderstandings, heartbreaks, alignments, lacks, and limitations, problems of all manner and every kind. Then they were granted permission. Indeed, they were ordered to examine the whole sorry lot, the conglomeration of difficulties, and to select any of them they wished for their own. A great hush fell over the multitudes. They became very still and quiet. After much thought and due deliberation, every man and every woman went back to the center of the circle, and each one retrieved his or her problems and returned home. No one, not one soul, elected to select, choose, or take on to his or her shoulders the burdens, distress, trials, and tribulations of another. It is so tempting to attempt to solve the problems of others. It is fallacy of and a complete waste and deception of our energies. With all the goodwill and intentions in the world, much as we might desire to, we are not competent to resolve the conditions of another. But it is only we, ourselves, we are ultimately equipped to cope with our own lives, for they are our creation. We can alter and improve them by changing our beliefs, remembering who we truly are. We must continually remind ourselves to accept our legacy, our inheritance, and all that is good and true and beautiful. Beat the blues. There are times in the lives of most people when things go awry on the job. Work piles up, deadlines are missed. No matter how hard you work, you never seem to catch up. You get depressed. When you feel this depression coming in, concentrate your mind vigorously upon the every opposite qualities. Remember that you have faced crises in your work in the past and have overcome them. Hold the ideals of cheerfulness, confidence, gratitude, goodwill towards everybody, and you will be surprised to see how quickly the enemies who were dodging your steps and making your life miserable would disappear, just as the darkness does when you shutters are open and the lights rushes in. We do not drive out the darkness, but introduce its attenuate light, which instantly neutralizes it. When the pressure is on to meet deadlines, when the boss rejects your work on a project and demands you to redo it, when you lose a sale when you needed to meet your quota, and everything seems to be going wrong and you feel the blues getting a grip on you, stop whether you are doing and make business of driving these enemies out of your mind, neutralizing them, killing them with the opposite suggestion. You know perfectly well that a cheerful, beautiful thought, no matter how difficult it may be for you to hold when you are suffering, will soon bring you relief. Assume the cheerfulness, hopeful venture if you have it or not, and it will soon be yours. If you are a victim of your moods, push right into your swings of things and take an active part with a real interest in what's going around you. Take a respite from your job problems, a short break often. Sorry. Be happy and interest yourself in others. Keep your mind off yourself. Get away from yourself by entering with zest in the plans with friends or family, or the plans and pleasures of others about you. Don't focus on the immediate concerns. Think back on your success and how you achieved them. Recall that thought assignment that you solved when others have given up. Remember how your boss praised your creativity, your diligence, and your loyalty in the past. Dwell on victories rather than agonize over failures. This will clear your mind and will help you develop approaches to solve current problems. Don't estimate your future by the little troubles that confront you now. The black clouds that shut out the sun today will be gone tomorrow. Learn to look at life at long range and to put the right values upon things. You are the master of your thoughts' reactions. You can order your thoughts around as you like. Giving attention to whatever you choose to meditate on, you are a monarch in your conceptual realm. You can order your subjects' thoughts and feelings according to your desires, and they must obey you. You are the absolute monarch in your mental kingdom, with power to eliminate all enemies from your realm. Worry and fear are false beliefs of your mind. False beliefs will die if you refuse to give them attention. Worry of any kind is nature's alarm signals that you believe wrongly. A change of thoughts will set you free. People who worry always expect things to go wrong. They will tell you that all the reasons why something bad could happen, and not one reason why something good should or could happen. Such worry makes them weaker and less able to meet any challenges that might come along, as they attract exactly the conditions upon which they are mentally willing. The fearful, worrisome perspective we impress upon our subconscious mind practically guarantees that some corresponding challenge or difficulty will erupt. Here are 9 ways to reduce stress and worry on the job. 1. Learn to relax. Set up periods of time during the workday when you can spend few minutes by yourself to engage in deep meditation or program relaxation exercise. A short break often refreshes the mind and helps you think more clearly when you return. 2. Take a walk. If you can get away from the desk or cubicle, take a walk. Go out of the building, walk around the block of the parking lot, get some fresh air. If you are restricted to the building, walk inside. Removing yourself from the place of stress often helps alleviate the stress. 3. Believe in yourself. Don't let pressure or criticism from others control your emotions. 4. Explore your spirituality. Whenever you begin to feel stress, call on your religious or spiritual beliefs to guide you towards peace of mind. 5. Keep learning. The experience of ongoing learning keeps you alert, open-minded, and stimulated. 6. Develop a support team. Avoid major stress by having friends and team members able to back you up when things don't go well. 7. Accept only commitments that are important to accomplishing the mission of your job. Politely turn down other projects that drain your time and energy. 8. Seek new ways of using your creativity. By rethinking the way you perform routine tasks, you may seem less boring and stressful. By developing creative approaches to new assessments, you make them less stressful to handle. 9. Welcome changes. Consider them new challenges rather than treat them to status quo. Sum and substance. When you worry about your job, you often brought over a great many things that will never happen, and you deplete yourself of vitality, enthusiasm, and energy. If you sustain the worry habit, you may attract what you are worrying about. Worry and fear are false beliefs of the mind. False beliefs will die if you refuse to give them attention. Worry of any kind is nature's alarms that you are believed wrongly. A change of thoughts will set you free. Turning your dream into a strategic dream. Dream big. Peace.